Hey everybody, welcome to BBTV. I'm Kyle with Brotherhood Baits. I'm joined with my good buddy Keith Cortopassi of Musky Psycho Tackle. This is part one of a three-part series. Today we're going to be talking about circle rigs. So Keith, tell us a little bit about your circle rig.
Absolutely. We kind of took the basic circle rig that's been out for years and kind of modified that and tweaked it to better, suit what we're doing here. A lot of times we're at the bait shop, all we can get is small suckers. And a lot of times we were passing up sucker fishing altogether because we could only get smaller suckers. And that's where the circle hook really shines. So if you go to the bait shop and you could get, the only suckers they have in the tank are between 8, 10, 11 inches. That's where we're talking the perfect size for the circle hook to shine. A couple advantages of it are, first, we can get it into a lot more shallow water. If there's weeds there, this circle hook cuts through those weeds and stays tangle free a lot better than a treble hook in the single rig. Also, with these small suckers, what you got to remember is when a fish eats this bait, it's got the whole thing in its mouth already. So there's no waiting. You don't have to wait on the hook set. It's a simple sweep of the rod. That hook's going to 99% of the time end up right in the top or right in the bottom corner of its mouth. We've had 100% success with it, 100% hookup on the circle rig, and 100% catch and release rate because the fish are hooked in the perfect spot every time. The biggest misconception, I believe, with the circle rig is that you can use any size sucker with it. What we found to be true is that this rig is really going to shine when you can only get those small suckers, that small bait. You get anything bigger, that's when you're going to want to go to the quick strike single rig, double rig, based on the size of sucker that you're going to be rigging up. So, it was a test run. We use stealth leaders, Gamakatsu circle hooks, and we use the rubber band technique, which will be demonstrated in just a few minutes. And basically, we found this technique to be great in early spring, all the way up through late fall, even through the summer. These smaller suckers tend to be a lot more hardy, very little damage done to them when you rig them up this way. And I'll tell you what, the big fish don't discriminate. They're not afraid of these small suckers.
And we have some pictures at the end to prove that point. Keith, I got a quick question for you. I'm used to the quick set rigs that you make that work phenomenally. I'm used to hammering, breaking the rubber band, and hammering those hooks in. This is a little bit different on the hook set. Can you tell us, you mentioned it earlier, but can you just speak to what this hook set is going to be in and how guys can be successful if they do try it so they don't have a failure starting out?
Sure, absolutely. Just like you said, you're going to want to do, you're basically going to set up your rod and whatnot the same as you would if you were using the quick set rig, except when it's time to actually set that hook, you're going to do more of a crank down, get the line tight, and a rod sweep. You don't want to put a lot of pressure into it. You're not going to need to. For one, the fish is going to have this entire bait in its mouth, like we discussed there. For two, the teeth are 90% of the time going to cut this rubber band, and you're just going to be left with the hook in the fish's jaw. It's a really clean, easy sweep. You don't want to put too much force into it. And like I said, you're going to find that 99% of the time that hook ends up right in that perfect spot, in that flesh in the corner of the mouth, top, bottom. But the key to it is you don't want to wait. There's no need to spend 5 minutes waiting for the fish to eat the sucker. As soon as that fish grabs it, runs off with it, you could start to crank down on that line and apply a little tension to your rod there. And once you feel that heavy weight, you're set. You're good to go. You just apply that pressure, bring them in. Fish isn't even going to know he's hooked yet, most likely. So it's usually a pretty clean hook set.
Cool, perfect. Well, Keith and I did some fishing, some sucker fishing this past October up north, and we did apply the circle rig. So the next video you're going to see here is going to be how to actually rig up your sucker. So enjoy that video. Check out some photos of Keith's monster fish he's gotten on the circle rig. And if you like what you guys are seeing, give us a like, subscribe, comment below. Musky Psycho Tackle will be in the comments below, so you can contact Keith if you need some rigs. We'll also have his contact information at the end of the video. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.
Circle hooks on there. I use a small snap. And put the rubber band on just like you would the snap. So you're going to put it on the hook. Now, the whole point of this rig is to downsize and look stealthy. So you want to use small suckers. This is perfect size. You don't want to use big suckers when you're doing the circle rig. With this, they can get the entire sucker in its mouth, and you can get the hook in it right away. So, same exact thing we do all the time with the rubber band method. Through the nasal passage, then you're going to go back onto the hook just like you would the snap. It's on there. We'll give it a twist, and then what you want to remember is you want the point of the hook to go from the front towards the back end, just like that. What those twists just did is they're gonna keep that circle hook in place, just like that. That's how your sucker's gonna look. Perfect size sucker for this system. It's going to stay a lot more weedless than a treble hook system when we're getting into these shallows. So basically, that's how I like to run them, just like that. And we'll drop them in the drink. You can see how he's swimming already. Gives them a really nice natural action.